Ford is my representative. We don't do it together. You know, the defense was looking really similar hairdos. No, it was. We had an appropriate conversation.
Has benched for the game.
Correct.
Sit out for a play. Early this season, you guys moved Byron up to the wide receiver spot. I mean, is this about as good as you could have hoped? He's leading the team in receiving. He's over 1,000 combined rushing receiving. It's been that dual threat for you guys in the division. Is this what you would hope from him?
Well, our visions are, you know, we visualize perfection kind of in every way. So there's a bunch of stuff that you know is kind of the good thing, and the bad thing about it is there's a bunch of stuff that he can do better, and there's a bunch of stuff that we can help him do better, whether it's schematically or you know, just putting him in the perfect position for him. But yeah, he's done a nice job, and then everybody around him has contributed to that too. The development of Royce has helped. The development of Thomas has helped. You know, us to be able to extend his reach, so to speak, in terms of how many spots he can learn and do. But he's done a great job of it.
Is that something that you got tinkering around with all summer, knowing Royce was coming, and that when he showed up in fall camp, that kind of was the nail in the coffin for, okay, let's get him in the game.
Well, that, and then the development of all those other guys too. You know, Farrow, all the other receivers, and that was, you know, like we talk about always, is we're going to just force feed everybody and find out what they can do, rather than, you know, try to slowly wean everybody into something, and then you end up with exactly, you know, what you kind of demand, so to speak. And so we just try to hammer those guys with a bunch of stuff. Charles Nelson has done a lot of the same things. Royce has been able to do a bunch of the same things. And so there's a bunch of versatile, unselfish, tough, smart guys, and that's what we want.
What does Byron need to do better at that receiver?
Just playing with urgency, you know, playing with total confidence, lining up fast is one thing. That position that he's playing right now, they have the most alignments, and so just being able to see something and immediately do it, which just comes with experience.
How's Doug Brenner looking this week?
Doug's done a nice job. You know, Doug's been doing a good job for a long time. Has earned some playing time. You know, he's a competitive guy, proud guy, and he's done a nice job.
Can you quantify just how much this off time has really helped the guys since coming back from Utah?
Can't quantify it. Hopefully it'll show up on Saturday. You know, we've managed the schedule all year long with the long term in mind, and Rad did a great job in the off season and in fall camp of managing that and you know, still pushing the envelope to get whatever stronger, more explosive, more flexible, all the things you try to do throughout the year. And you know, we'll see.
Well, I guess the reason I was asking, some of the guys have said it really helped them and showed in practice.
Yeah. We've had a good week so far, and the mindset, like as you're alluding to, is probably the most important part of that. Is them thinking they're fresh, them thinking they're hitting hard, which they are doing all those things. They're in great shape, and I just have to go out and play.
How much healthier did you get with that extra week, and so where are you at with that nowadays?
18%.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. I didn't say if it was good or bad, but I said it was 18%. Yes. Yeah. He's awesome. Farrow is doing great academically. He's unbelievably high spirits right now. He's watching practice every day. I talked to him. I had him talk to the whole offensive staff the other day on speakerphone, and he was breaking down practice, and you know, it's the digital age. It was really cool. He's sitting there. We're talking about the same play as we're watching it that he's watching back home on his iPad, and so he's staying into it and you know, coaching those guys up from afar.
Kind of along that same line, Evan, has he embraced this opportunity to kind of step in now and be the guy? I know he's got a lot of snaps in practice all season long, but now it's game time. I know he's played, but has he embraced it?
Yeah, he along with Johnny Munt and Koa Kai have all done some really good things this week. And those are guys, again, that we expect them to play great. They've done a lot of good things, and Farrow was playing at an elite level, a great level, and we expect those guys to do the same.
So obviously, like way early, but at what point does Farrow kind of start working his way back?
That'll be a constant. evolution, just of those things of knock on wood, so far so good of all the things that they were most afraid of at the very beginning, and so that has been awesome, and now you can start really having a direct plan toward recovery, and that's something that will be ongoing. It'll change daily.
So it could have been worse than maybe it was.
Well,
I mean, just from how it looked.
right. Yeah, just from how it looked, and those kind of injuries of whether you look at some of those things in the past of Joe Theismann or Napoleon Kaufman or some of these other guys, you've seen things like that. You have to kind of brace yourself for all that stuff, and we're through a lot of those worst case scenario type of moments. Again, knock on wood, and so that's great. And now there's a plan, an absolute plan, and here's your recovery time, and here's this, and here's that, and he'll compete his tail off to beat every benchmark.
So it was like a checklist.
There's so many.
The next worst.
Yeah, I mean,
Clear those hurdles.
we think so, and that's one of those things. Again, while you're kind of vague in the beginning, is there's a lot of stuff. Whether it's nerve damage, circulatory damage, just the absolute use of the leg. All those things are real, real possibilities. And that was a tough 48 hours for all of us. And so that's and his mind, his spirit is awesome right now.
Did you happen to watch the release of the new poll on Tuesday night?
I did not. No.
I know you don't pay attention to that stuff, but
Well, it's impossible to not hear about, but yeah, didn't watch it. How was it?
it was good.
You guys are number 6.
Yeah,
Perfect.
you're outside looking in.
Perfect.
Colorado's season, we're not going to go to a bowl game, and you guys are number 2 in the country. Teams sometimes throw everything at the kitchen sink at you
Sure.
guys. How do you prepare for something like that?
Talk about us, and I know that's a broken record, and you guys are sick of hearing that, but that's what we do. We don't sit here when we're playing, whoever. We don't sit here last week and go, hey, Utah this, Utah. It's, hey, Matt, you need to do this better. You need to do that better. Whatever it is. And obviously, we talk about tendencies and personnel and all those things, just as we would any other opponent, and focus on our end of it way more than their end of it.
Is there a guy in the conference that you can kind of, I guess, Nelson Spruce, is there another receiver in the conference that kind of looks like him, and is that kind of that good a receiver?
Well, he's a, the guy, there's so many good receivers this year. It's you got the guy at SC, you got all these other guys that are similar. He might not have just the absolute breakaway speed, but as a route runner, as he's got probably arguably the best hands. I can't say this in front of our guys, but arguably the best hands in the conference, and just a tremendous route runner. They have a great rapport, him and their QB, and so he's a tough stop.
Do you feel like maybe this conference is the best it's ever been for a long time?
It's best it's been since I've been in it in some form or fashion since 1997, and I think top to bottom it's the best it's ever been. We've talked about that before, just the recruiting breadth of the conference. It used to be 2 teams recruited nationally, and now kind of everybody does to some extent. The coaching, there's a bunch of great coaches in this conference, and there's no easy ones, unfortunately.
Why has it taken so long for Colorado to work its way back?
I'm focused on our problems. I don't know.
But you were there and tried it 3 different ways.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. I think Coach McIntyre's done a great job. They're playing better, harder, smarter, longer. And I know they're building a new facility. I know Rick Neuheisel was kind of criticized at one time. He said that Colorado has everything money can't buy. And at one point he's probably there's probably some credibility to that. But they're doing a great job. It hasn't shown up how they probably won it in the win-loss column, but on the field it's different. It's way different.
What do they do, Jeff, to prepare for specifically with Colorado?
Well, prepare for their scheme and their athletes. And so in every phase, there's kind of every team does something a little bit similar and a little bit differently, and it's just a matter of kind of tweaking your plan to their tendencies, to their percentages, and going.
With senior day, sure to be an emotional day for the guys, and how do you keep their focus on the game and not necessarily the circumstance around it?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it. We'll address it. We already have a little bit of those emotions, and that'll be hard on everybody. It'll be hard on me. It'll be hard on their other coaches. And there's that initial rush of emotion, but when you get hit in the face by a Colorado Buffalo, you'll know that it's game time.
Anything else?
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks. Yep.